gonna go live. Also, your audio is a bit shit, Cody. I don't know if you're on a different microphone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. I'm gonna be home soon. I'm leaving work. I can't be on for too long though, because I'm going out with my dad to shoot
Yes.
guns and shit.
I'm gonna something Patreon doesn't fucking work. And this is why Kashi was stripped of his roles, even though his Patreon is paid. So yeah, I'm gonna get in the studio. Go Kashi. You should be good now, my fella. Are you gonna shoot guns in the Florida swamps?
I mean, at a range, but
Is
I'm
the
pretty sure if you
range...
start shooting guns in the what's that is in the swamp now.
Well, then is it really a range then?
I mean, it's still a range, just I don't have to wear rain boots to go in there, or, like thick boots.
You know what, Joy? Now that you're asking whether or not my shirt is tucked, I'm going to untuck it, even though it does look better tucked in, simply because being of the opinion that there is an objectively good way of wearing clothes on the basis of aesthetics alone is a fascist trait. And I will not engage in fascism. I refuse. I am a
Fascism is when you wear anything other than a gray jumpsuit.
Yes. I resist fascism by tucking out my shirt. I am literally Anne Frank.
Yo, did you hear about that group that's going up into the mountains? That's like black separatists or something.
Oh, I did see that. I like that.
And they were,
Oh my god,
and
that's
they were
gonna...
calling they
Yeah.
called Anne Frank a colonizer. It was fucking hilarious.
It's fucking what's his name? Fuck, I forget his name.
Is it Ghazi?
Yeah, it's Ghazi. It's Ghazi Kodzo who's doing it.
Oh my! It's all making so much fucking sense now.
It's literally it's such an it's the natural next evolution, and I swear to God, in 20 years we're gonna have a documentary series on Netflix made about it, like the one they made about Rajneesh Param. I'm just 100% that's gonna happen.
Dude, they're fucked, dude. They bought land that has like no usable soil. I've seen pictures of that shit. It's like rocks and sand. Like they basically bought an arid desert like area.
It's
If they're growing anything other than like agave, they're gonna die.
I know that there is this stereotype, this extremely racist stereotype about the black people
What's
are
up?
all it's so
What's up, fellas? How's
connected
it
to
going, man?
nature, and they can live in the wilderness. But it's like no, they it's like fucking Zimbabwe. Whenever they send people to the farms, it's never fucking farmers.
I'm sorry, what the
Yeah.
fuck did I get into? I knew last stream was fucking racist, but what the fuck,
No,
guys?
this is
Already?
racist. This is just like black nationalists.
Already
we
going
were
full on against anti-black people? I thought you were better, dude.
Fuck.
for one, we're not. Secondly, he's not better.
I was going to come in here all with this whole skit of, the Caribbean accent. That super racist Caribbean accent, but you just beat me.
No, but this is
Yeah.
this is in response to Cody brought this up about the black nationalists buying like bullshit land in Colorado where you can't grow shit, and like what is their goal? They're trying to make like an ethno state up there.
They're making, basically, they said they're making essentially they're making like a separate like area for like colonized. So it's more like just like a little like settlement where like you can go if you're black or whatever. Ironic that someone who isn't Native American is going out into native land to say that they're building a place for colonized.
Ugh, God.
Well, that's it's kind of weak. I have to be honest. To be fair, I mean, if it works out for them, then great. That's
I
right.
predict they will grow less than what they grew at Chaz.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of which,
But this is, I think genuinely this is reflective of a bigger problem with a lot of, let's say, leftist revolutionaries. There's no farmers. There just isn't farmers. Because farmers
That's
don't
not
do that shit.
necessarily true. That is not true.
You have
So I
some
am
groups
currently
where that's true, where it basically sprung from the farmers.
no. So in my local in my mutual aid, actually got done doing like a community garden thing where we planted like cabbages and shit in the yard. Like, and we're none of us are like farmers. We're just like people who garden.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I gotta
gardening
go.
and gardening and farming are not the same thing. They're like different skill sets.
I think it just left.
Oh, well, he did say he was gonna go shoot guns with his dad, so that's probably what happened. Or it was
Oh
all
damn,
like audio.
that's fucking
It's pretty
fucking
based.
based. Very.
Yeah,
I've gone shooting with my dad and my siblings. Well, my entire direct family.
there he
yes,
is.
but
He hasn't gone shooting guns with his dad like a badass.
I'm back.
or maybe he has gone
Sorry,
shooting an
I had a phone
accident.
call. I had a phone call.
Nice.
Yeah, what we're talking about? Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like we're rolling food. So, I mean,
Yeah, but still, it's
You
more
didn't know
about
we
the
know.
point that like the whole movement as such is so intellectualized that the amount of people who actually have the skill set to, achieve self-sufficiency in a way, at least in like Western countries, I don't think is generally a given.
Speaking of leftist
self-sufficient so far
revolutionaries, I've just done my duty and voted in the local London elections. And can I just say, fuck every single potential future London mayor and
Did
anyone
you-
who's voted in the assembly. Fuck
Did you
them.
vote for a good one?
I hope so.
Did you vote for Binface?
What are you, stupid? Of
No,
course I
that's right.
did.
Okay, good.
it's very rare when you get the statement, "Did you vote for a good one?" and it be true. Usually, it's like voted for the less bad one.
That is very
I mean,
accurate.
to be fair, we had Labour and Tories going to go on top. So we had Sadiq Khan and what's his face? The black guy who's for the Tories. Which is not something
Labour
you'd
is okay
actually...
sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of Labour, but I mean they
Sean
obviously
Bailey.
like do stuff that I.
Sean
All
Bailey.
Starve. All hail King Starve. Starve pig in chat. Oh my god, Priest, you absolute insane person.
The only fucking person I would actually vote for, but again, it's just, looking at his policies online, it's like he's just saying it just because, apart from the defend free speech and liberty, which I've seen become much more relevant as of late. But,
honestly, listen, anytime I see someone say defend free speech as a politician, they mean just saying the N-word. Like, but listen, not that that's not important.
No, he's a black guy.
They also want to they also want to do lockdowns on protests. Like they don't actually care what actual free speech is.
Okay, so this guy is a black guy, so he gets the N-word
Okay.
pass anyways.
Okay,
No.
cool.
But
I'm glad he wants to defend the. Does he have a negative N-word pass though? Because there are people who get negative N-word passes.
I don't know.
Like
He's
if
called
Jesse Lee Peterson
David Curtin.
If
But
Jesse Lee Peterson ever says the N-word, he does not get a pass. Okay, that is very racist. Anytime he says it.
So, fun fact about, because Sito posted a pic of like a Karl Marx grave pic. The Karl Marx's grave is actually in Vampire
In
the
London.
Masquerade in London. The cemetery where it's at is the Elysium of London.
Really?
Yeah. The Highgate Cemetery is the Elysium of London, the permanent Elysium of London.
I feel like that's very open. Like it's public.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very exceptional Elysium because it's also an Elysium for Kindred to treat with lupines and shit. Like it's an Elysium for all kinds of supernatural creatures.
Yeah, so the lupines can walk in and just kill everyone.
Well, no,
Or all
because
the vampires, rather.
No, it's Elysium.
yeah, it's Elysium. They're not allowed. They
Yeah,
get
but you think
extended the
that-
same rights.
You cannot
as
be
powerful-
legally
listen,
murdered if you do not give
As
consent.
powerful as as powerful as lupines are, I'm pretty sure they're outnumbered by
True.
kindred. So if you go into if a lupine went to Elysium and trying to start shit, I think it might die.
True. That is
It would
actually
just
true.
kick the it would kick the ass of like any like coterie by itself, but like
Plus, there's
Yeah,
some,
chances
there's
are-
some
especially-
old
especially if
vampires
they
in
have like
London.
a real good, especially if they have a good sheriff and like several hounds and shit like that, then they
There's some
probably.
old vampires in London. Like,
Yeah,
there's some.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's the reason that why the only one who was able to be in control of the area for a long time was fucking Mithras. And Mithras, like, he annihilated a whole pack of werewolves when he was fresh out of torpor.
I'm nodding along as if I understand the entire context of this story. Like, I don't know, I just can't get into Vampires the Masquerade.
Why not?
Okay.
Let me convince you otherwise.
Okay, try.
What is your problem that you have with it? Because there's a lot of very legitimate problems to have with it.
I don't know, I tried the video game, and to be fair, I haven't tried the tabletop, which probably should, I don't know. But,
The
like,
video
again...
game- Video game
I know the video game is absolutely hella buggy. That's not the point. It's like, I don't
No,
know.
no,
I
no.
just
As in like lore, like in terms of lore, the video game is just barely skin deep.
really. Huh.
Yeah,
But
like
I think that's a
there's
good thing
shit
though,
like
because
that is
it's
a
a
good
good
thing, yeah.
introduction to it without like going overboard. Because if
That
someone
is
tried
true.
going over like the entirety of like the lore of like
I don't know.
in a video
It's
game, it would just come off as like really boring.
It's
That's
too
true.
much, yeah.
I don't find.
You know,
I
there's
don't know.
some-
I think my opinion of it is like I just personally don't like the whole kind of like vampire clans. I prefer like those lone individual vampires.
well, there's
you do
always
get
made to that.
those. You do
Yeah,
get
no,
those.
but I mean more like, you know, the lone vampire kind of story. To be fair, like, I don't know. Maybe lore. I'm not that much into like complete vampire lore with like in-depth conversations about.
Oh, you mean like
What
Vampire
is-
Society and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very much what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
so probably won't.
I
gel for
really
me.
like the whole politics angle of
Yeah,
the
it-
VTM.
Yeah.
Politics
It's
in that
really-
game is
I mean,
really interesting.
That
And
does
watching
sound
players try and
interesting.
navigate that like scene is really fun most of the time. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're either really surprisingly good at it or they're really, really bad.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, I'm actually I have both played VTM and have played in a essentially a theater of mind LARP that's based on
I did.
VTR and oh boy.
I did a Theater of the Mind LARP too. It was okay. I just kind of felt like, for one, it was very rarely happens. It was like once a month sort of thing,
Oh no, for us it
and
was
like
once
it was
a week.
a decently far drive for me. So I was like, it wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah.
It's fun,
Yeah,
I guess, but
You know, for
I
us,
just
it's
think I
literally
need to-
it's a society at my university, so it was
Hmm.
literally just take a walk to uni and chill as a vampire in full costume with a
It
bunch
is-
of other nerds in full costume for
It
like.
is the most like
3 hours.
LARPed RPG of all of them because LARPing it is
Really?
comparatively easy. You just get some.
Yeah.
You just grab very deep into your drawer, into your dresser, and then you have
And just
you
go-
put on some white paint, and then you have your dress.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hmm.
or you go full try hard like me, who decided to play a 15th century scientist monk and had to buy like fucking monk habit type shit, the fucking ropes to tie them down, a cowl, a rosary, and shit like that.
Yeah, but then
just-
you can basically
was,
only play in Elysium. So
Hmm.
That's
I would
that's the
say,
entire thing that
Yeah.
the LARP was based on. It was like
yeah, that's
weekly
usually what it
Elysium.
is.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I just need to get into the tabletop and get into the lore because the thing
Yeah.
is, if it's video games based off media that has a lot of lore, and they turn out to just be bad or just like not that impressive or it's just like extra
the
buggy.
game isn't
because this
bad.
Well, no, but you get what I mean. Like it's extra buggy, so it's just like
Who said
it
the game was bad?
Yeah.
It detracts from the enjoyment. Like
Nobody
I've had,
It is a bit buggy.
I know, a bit. Okay.
Okay.
There is a community patch that fixes many of the problems.
I know,
Yeah.
but still, yeah.
And also, they add a shortcut so you don't have to go through that dumb sewer level.
But
Oh.
I raise you this. Imagine if someone was judging like 40k lore based off of the Fire Warrior.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's true.
kind
But
of
to
what
be
it
fair, like I had exposure to 40k way longer, so it's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
But the thing
that's
is,
true.
this has happened to me before, where it's like I cannot get into The Witcher because of the first game. Like I just cannot because I just dislike playing the first game so much. It's
The
like
first
Fair
game
enough.
is pretty shit. I even had problems with the
You
second
didn't like
one. But my
I,
biggest...
the
Yeah, sorry, go
The
ahead.
first game was okay for me. Yeah, the first game was okay for me. I liked the fact that I could get naked lady trading cards. That was always fun.
Yeah, I have to say though,
also
like
because
the
I think that
comparison. Oh, sorry,
Geralt
go
of
ahead.
Rivia is an absolute fucking copy of just Melric of Melniboné. Elric
Who
of
gives a
Melniboné.
shit?
Fuck you.
Who cares?
Me.
Everything has
Me.
been done before. There is nothing original or new that could possibly exist. It is
True.
absolutely impossible to make a new thing.
Yeah, well, but yeah, no.
That's true.
One thing that I really like about just old World of Darkness lore is just how it can go from being extremely like gritty and realistic with Shrek's net and all the various intrigues at the city level. Then you have like the crazier, it exponentially increases to crazier shit like vampires did 9/11, and there's like
Space laser.
yeah,
Jewish
and then
space
exactly.
lasers attacking giant gypsies.
Yeah, and then
Is
you have like the
actually- yeah, that
you have the
happens.
Jewish space laser killing the giant gypsy elder one, and then the fucking you get to the maximum of the shittiness, which is there's the planet opposite of the Earth. Where everything is like mechanistic and shit, and then there's
Yeah, but now you're
there's-
getting into
Oh, yeah,
mage lore. This is no longer
Oh,
vampire
dude, that's Planet
lore.
X, dude. What the hell? That's
Yeah.
that's Nibiru shit. That's a
Yeah.
real conspiracy.
That is like mage lore. That's no longer vampire.
yeah, I did say World of Darkness.
Yeah.
Say World of
lore as
Darkness,
well.
so.
Yeah, that's why,
Vampire's a
because
lot
you
more
have like
accessible.
vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, vampire is like all the low level shit, and the worst it gets, like the most crazy it gets, is literally just vampires in 9/11. The thing that they had to retract, which is the Chechen government isn't actually killing the gays, but they're killing vampires.
They did, that's right. They did genocide denial.
Yeah.
Guys,
Sorry,
it's not.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? They genocided the Nile?
Yeah,
No, I said-
they
Genocide
did-
denial.
Yeah, they did denial of genocide by saying the Chechen government isn't actually genociding the gays, it is just killing vampires and using that as a cover.
Imagine your cover is like No, we're not killing these blood-sucking monsters. We're killing gay people. That's
Gay people. It's literally that.
Wait, is this the chick that went fucking I'm POC because I'm French and Belgian?
No,
Yes.
I mean,
no, that was
it
the guy that then got immediately fired and basically caused the entire restructuring of White Wolf into basically part of Paradox.
No. This is no. I'm talking about the meme that Posh
It-
posted. But
It is
Oh,
the
yeah.
same girl,
Oh yeah, yeah. It
but
is.
the like 25% French thing is a fake.
ah, god damn it! Why did you have to ruin my day like this?
That's what I'm here
Because
for.
that's only good. That's always good.
Oh
Mhm.
fuck. Yeah, no, but I honestly, I feel I actually do not like mage in
Fuck you.
terms of World of Darkness lore because I feel like okay, so you have
I love Mage as World of Darkness lore.
you have the vampires, you have the lupines, you have even the fairies and shit. Demons maybe even okay, mummies, right? But then mage just is a whole different weird shit universe that like it's so weird that it devalues all the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, it kind of, but it doesn't. I don't feel like it devalues. I feel like it's just separate.
Yeah, but well then why not keep it separate?
Because
Instead of
it
keeping
adds
it separate but equal.
because essentially if you did that, you'd have to build a lot more of world around Mage, and this way you just get a
Yeah, just
bunch
put
of lore
them
for free.
in their own ghetto.
I present a story in 5 images.
Separate but equal.
But no, because you see, in that case, you need to build a lot more lore. Whereas you can this way, you can reuse it,
Yeah, it's
and you can get the Jewish
this,
space lasers.
Yeah, this way you can fucking ruin the show of everyone. I genuinely play without the weird shit in Mage. I mean, honestly, if you play Vampire the Masquerade, you're not going to run into mages.
Oh no!
Like most mages are not even aware that like vampires exist.
We did
way around.
once. We did once. We ran into it wasn't mages. It was the technocracy.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I tend to think that like the other way, it's more the other way around. So like,
but you're a mage.
Most
fan.
vampires don't know. Yeah. Well, but most vampires don't know about mages, and they just vaguely have a knowledge of like, oh, magic is a thing because.
Doesn't the Tremere know about them? Because that's kind of their clan founding.
Yeah. The Tremere know about. Yeah, but how many fucking things are the Tremere gonna tell anyone? Like, you think they're gonna tell anyone else? And
No,
like, you think
not.
you think Tremere PCs are gonna know about it because the elders told them shit? Nah. So basically,
be the Banu Hakim. Who also don't tell everybody because they're more secretive than the Tremere.
Yeah, exactly.
They're secretive but in Muslim.
Yeah. But like,
well, actually, no, they're no longer Muslim. Basically, what happened?
Yeah, because Hakim is going back.
Oh my god, I love this thing. Basically,
he keeps talking about it.
I love Banu Hakim lore. So basically, because most VTM players don't actually know about it. So basically, what happened, right, is that the old man of the mountain sort of disappeared, and a different Methuselah woke up. And this Methuselah is apparently, because this is one of the things about Vampire the Masquerade lore, it's never really clear if what you're reading is actually true. It might just be a rumor. But apparently Ushulgi, the Methuselah who woke up, is a baby. Like an actual baby that's a vampire. And Ushulgi looks around and thinks to himself, what the fuck? Who is this Islam fellow? First of all,
who is this Islam fellow?
Why are there women in the Sons of Hakim clan? Why are you not worshipping Hakim, the only antediluvian who embraced himself by killing 2 vampires of the 2nd generation at the same time? What the fuck? Anyone who keeps being Muslim, it will now be killed. And given that most of the clan is like Muslim, they all went, I maybe we should join the Camarilla. How about that? How about we stop? Yeah, so now there's like an old school elite Banu Hakim that still has like the old fortress and shit. And there's also the Ashira Banu Hakim, who are like the Muslim vampires.
Is this 5th edition lore or?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it might already have been hinted at in V20, but there is like a major thing. Like Ushulgi waking up definitely, I think, was in there. But this is now the schism of the Banu Hakim. Much like the Tremere fell apart.
Yeah.
For different reasons.
Man, dude, I honestly, my biggest problem with V5 is that the Sabbat are gone. I hate that.
They're gone.
They all fucked off to... The Lasombra joined the Camarilla, and all the Sabbat and elders like fucked off to the Middle East. Like,
all of the Sabbat elders did, not all of the Sabbat. So you still can run into like 5 coteries of fucking barely Ancile Sabbat who are still like fucking each other. Yeah. Well, no, there's still some.
Some anti-tribute were there, but there's no rules for them, so you can't make them. Like, there's no like.
Well, you can't play as Sabbat. That is true.
I mean, let's be honest. You could just look at the old.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna? The Ventru anti-tribute is exactly the same as a Ventru.
Yeah. Well, nowadays Ventru anti-tribute go to the Anarchs.
But see, that's the problem. It's all the clans are not like families. There's still every single vampire is still an individual person.
Yeah, but like there's still like a general trend, and the anti-tribu are those that don't follow the general trend of the elders.
Yeah, but then you can't say they go to the Anarchs. They can go to the Anarchs, they can go to the Sabbat.
Yeah. But like generally,
which
the Anarchs are much more common.
Because I play with no Gehenna personally in my Chronicles. Of course the Sabbat elders did not fuck off to the Middle East because the beckoning doesn't happen.
Okay, what the fuck do you
Also,
use
they
the Book
did
of
the
the
Tremere real dirty. They did the Tremere super dirty.
So,
They fucked the Tremere so hard.
Yeah. Well, what do I use the? I'm sorry. What do I use the book for? Have you considered that there's stories set in the real world where the Bible exists?
Yeah, but like the Book of the Grave War, the entire point is that it stops the beckoning from affecting elders.
Well, then it's not a thing. If it's related to the beckoning, then it's not a thing.
But then it's fucking useless.
Well, then
You can't sell it to the elders for money or for favor.
What do you mean?
Okay,
It's not even just. It doesn't just exist. You can do other things for them.
No, it's fine. But like, no, the point is that there's like I guess you just don't use the lore sheet of it, which is fine, I guess. But...
I kind of don't use any lore sheets because I don't like metaplot.
That's gay.
I mean, I also it's like the lore sheets are a lot of work to get into. They're mostly focused on aside from the ones that come with the fall of London, which no longer apply because my chronicle, which is set in London, is after the fall of London.
Well,
damn, London falls. Well,
yeah, in 2013.
Oh no. Anyways,
it gets almost completely nuked by the Second Inquisition.
My entire reaction to hearing this on a fictional universe.
Alright, I gotta go.
no.
See you later.
Anyways.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't get actually nuked. It's the vampires that get actually nuked.
They get nuked. The vampires.
Also, Vienna is in an interesting state because it was like the Chantry place, but then the Chantry got butt
The
sex.
Chantry plates.
Yeah,
it was
the Tremere headquarters, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the Tremere in V20 were organized basically like a giant pyramid scheme where everyone was bonded to their superior, essentially. The thing that happened is that the Second Inquisition found the very top, just forcibly butt sexed them, and essentially because of that, the entire pyramid collapsed, and the blood of the Tremere does not do blood bonds anymore.
Yeah, it's just that no longer works. That's like the core aspect of their clan. Which, frankly, I have to be completely fair here for a second. They deserve it, not only because they're the Tremere, but also because they gave the Banu Hakim that fucking curse where they had to drink kindred blood.
Yeah. Also, fucking Saulot.
Yeah.
Still salty about Saulot.
Yeah. So.
Oh, God.
There's a reason why Mithras just kept them out.
Fucking no, you're
clan?
not allowed.
How about you suck on my clan? Fucking.
You goddamn. Mithras was based as fuck, to be honest.
He was a big boy. Yeah. I love that we've just been talking about Vampire the Masquerade lore for half an hour and like
and
three
I have
people in
no
chat-
context.
Yeah.
I have no context
No,
to
but
this. I'm just like,
okay.
yo.
This is the thing about vampire lore. You can Matt has been in this for years. I have been very heavily researching it for also quite a while. I know people who are also very into it. Whenever two people, and this is only vampire, even this doesn't even include changeling.
Or
werewolf,
Oh dear
mage,
gods.
mummy,
Wraith,
Quajin,
Wraith.
demons,
Dear gods,
wraith,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
hunter. Whenever two people are into vampire meat, they will explain. They will each in that conversation that they have about vampire find out things from the other that they didn't know about the lore. That is how much lore there is.
Yeah.
It is
It's
insane.
fucking.
God damn, that actually turns me on and
And
makes me
you
want to.
never even know which part of it is true, right? Because if you,
Yeah.
because for instance, a lot of the adventures are open ended. So at the end of A Fall of London, for instance, you could have, oh yeah, well the Queen of London is alive, she's not alive, she blah blah blah. At the end of like,
She's a vampire.
she definitely is.
No. Queen of London being the vampire Queen of London, not
Yeah.
the actual Queen of
Yeah,
England.
not the Queen
No,
of
okay.
England is the.
There is a
Well,
constant.
Well, I mean,
there's always a meme. There's
y-
always a
y-
meme. Fucking.
You know, you never can tell with Queen Elizabeth II. She might be, she might not be. I mean,
Yeah. That's the meme I was referencing. Basically, people say that she's a Tamichi. Because have you seen her?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
she doesn't seem to be getting any older, nor is she getting any younger.
Yeah.
there is a whole huge campaign in V20 where at the end of it you could potentially have like a second generation vampire on the loose just destroying North Africa, just completely annihilating it.
On their own.
Nothing can stop a second generation vampire.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
There's a first generation vampire is just Cain.
Yeah.
Second generation vampire is the people who started Cain. They don't even have clans because they're so powerful. They're basically all of the clans. And then the
Damn.
third generation are like the founders of the clans.
Yeah.
Damn.
One third generation vampire woke up in the 90s. In
And
India.
they had to use a Jewish space laser to kill it, basically.
Yeah, so there was
Mages.
some of the most powerful Kuei Jin, which are like Asian vampires that don't work. Like
Oh, yeah.
they don't work like Kindred. They work different.
Yeah, I know.
He killed like 3 of their elders, and the mages literally used space lasers to kill him.
Yeah, no, because like no. At
Space.
first, no, hang on. It's not. That's not it. At first, what they did is the vampires cast magic to make the entire area over North India so overcast that vampires could go out during the day, and essentially engaged in open warfare with the
Damn.
Kuei Jin. So many people died of both sides, but specifically of their clan, that their clan elder, who lived in the area, felt it and woke up. So essentially,
Damn.
the mages were like, shit, fuck, what do we do? Nuke North India to remove the clouds, which worked.
Goddamn.
But the elder vampire was so powerful that he did not give a fuck. One sun
Goddamn.
was not enough, so the mages had to deploy basically a magical artifact, which is it's complicated because in mage there's a technocracy, which basically invents all technology, which is actually magic but is also technology. It's weird. But basically they deployed a gigantic mirror setup to beam down the power of 4 suns onto this motherfucker to kill it.
Goddamn, son.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was a third generation vampire.
Yeah.
I
We're
wonder
talking
what
a
would have
s-
happened to a first generation. They wouldn't have lived, would
There's
they?
one. There's one. It's Kane, and the meme is that he's a cab driver in London, or no, he's a cab driver in New York. Sorry.
Yeah. It's
Goddamn.
but the character sheet for Kane is literally you lose. That's the
Yeah.
entirety of the
It's,
character.
it's not even yes, it's not even no, it's just you lose.
Yeah.
The phone.
literally, the stat is just you lose.
Yeah, so like he is that's like a second, yeah, but also it was also possible, like depending on how the campaign ended, that second generation vampire was just enormously chill, because essentially what he had done was banish his own beast, which is the thing that makes vampires do bad things, into Tzimitzi. So Tzimitzi, who was one of the antediluvians, had 2 beasts, which
Oh, yeah.
sort
That
of
makes
explains why he was the way that he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was also possible, that he had all the vampire powers, but was just incredibly chill. So a lot of these things, like for instance in vampire lore, so the Banu Hakim have their story about how their antediluvian Hakim went to the king and queen of the first city, who were second generation vampires, and killed both of them. As a mortal, do I say both of them as a mortal alone, and then he drank their blood to kill himself and embrace himself, and that is how the clan happened. The other clans think that maybe is a little bit bullshit.
Well, to be fair, there's also like the fact that no clan, like the Camarilla technically says, no, fuck you, what are you talking about? There is no such thing as the Antediluvians.
Their religion is bullshit. That's what the Camarilla says.
Yeah, but then again,
God.
A lot
all
of
the
them
men
are
of the
not.
Camarilla are, yeah, exactly.
So, speaking of just that, and the fact that you talked about India just really makes me want to play a game set in ancient India for some reason. It's like, I don't know, it feels like it's pretty underrepresented.
Well, for that, you can play, what's it called, Godbound. Godbound sounds like the good system for it, given like the stories of what happens in the Indian mythos.
I have heard about Godbound. It's supposed to be really fucking good.
Godbound? Can you get that on Steam?
A game? No, I thought a tabletop role-playing game.
Oh, well, tabletop or game is fine
Yeah.
for me. As long as it's
Tabletop
got
is
some elements of, like, ancient Indian mythos and ancient Indian, like, armor and whatnot, I'm
Well, I
totally
mean, if
down
you
with
want
it.
some ancient Indian mythos, you can, of course, always play City of Mist, where you can have any sort of mythos that you like.
Fuck you.
Yeah, including racism. Including racist stereotypes.
The mythos of... I saw this thread on Reddit with somebody
Yeah.
asking, so one of my can a player of mine have two mythoi, basically? So two mythos is the City of Mist. And then I click on this thread, already smelling I know what's gonna happen in the explanation. So my player wants to play an anime character.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I know this. Just stop.
And so people in the comments were like, because don't make them be two anime characters, just give them the mythos of the anime protagonist. That's an entirely acceptable mythos in City of Mist. But yeah, like, no, it needs to be these two specific characters. Because genuinely weebs ruin everything.
Fucking.
I mean, no, Okay, no, so people who like
Neckbeards
anime
ruin
do
everything, let's be honest.
neckbeard weebs.
Yeah.
Let's be real, neckbeard weebs.
I love
ruins-
the hashtag not all. Hashtag not all.
Yeah,
Do not include
hashtag not all
Yes.
weebs, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's like,
you know,
I'm a
you
weeb
gotta-
myself. Well, I don't consider myself a weeb because I'm not like, gozaimasu, itadakimasu, Nichan. You know, that cringy
Fuck
shit.
off.
Soft A weeb, not a hard R weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something hard. God damn it,
Oh, no.
fellas, you just want
Remember,
me
this
to
is
be
the
racist,
distinction.
don't
This
you?
is the distinction between weeb and weeaboo.
So weeb is
Weeaboo
the
is
soft
fine.
A.
No, weeb is the hard R. Weeaboo is fine.
Okay.
No, other way
No,
around, as far as I
weeaboo.
remember.
No.
Weeaboo is
Weeb-
worse.
Yes, weeaboo is the extreme.
Okay.
Well.
I don't know, for some reason I'm really gotten into like ancient Indian history. Like, just the architecture, the armor and shit. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking great.
It is
What about-
underrepresented.
The only games I've played which have it
I
are
mean,
Empire Total
unless
War
you-
and Age of Empires 3.
I mean, it is
but that's not- but
underrepresented
that's not-
unless you watch Bollywood movies.
No, but I mean, but our Bollywood, like, that's the question, right? Because I don't watch Bollywood. Do they have, like, historically accurate movies and
No.
shit?
Not necessarily. Well, I need to check because
I mean, they
don't,
probably
like,
do, but,
deep
like, no.
dive.
Not from that time, because that
It's-
time is just fucking myths, and in the myths, what they fucking do is
Yeah.
just insane.
So the problem
thing
with that would be is that you
it's No, go on.
You might want to play a game that's like palatable to Westerners, but then at the same, I mean, honestly,
I
it's
don't
not even.
want to.
It doesn't even have to be about being palatable to Westerners because whoever makes this game, if it's like, oh, this is an all Indian team of historians and archaeologists that are consulted with this like game design, people are gonna be mad about it. That's just a given.
Talking about.
So
God damn it.
that's kind of the problem. Yeah. Oh, Kashi is
Mm, yeah.
streaming a game.
So far, so the entire thing with
Of course
Bollywood
I
was
am.
so far any kind of historical movies I've seen from them tends to be on the scale from historical. It's always bad historical. So it's
Yeah.
either on a scale of Vikings to say like what's a pretty good but still shit historical movie. Alexander was really good historical wise, but I wouldn't say on that scale. So it's like Vikings, which is shit. Like it's a good drama, but historical wise, whenever someone tells me like, "Oh, would you recommend Vikings?" It's like from a purely historical standpoint, no, fuck off. And I would probably say that one with what was it, the 100-Year War one? That one was pretty bad historical wise.
What about the Great Wall with Matt Damon?
That's the same level as Viking. That's the same level as Viking, my
The
dude.
Mummy, I think that was really good historical. But like do you want it to be like historically accurate, or do you want it to do the thing where it sort of it goes into the mythology in a way where
to me it has
the
to
gods
be
are actually real?
well, if it's gone wise, I don't mind either. So, like, I don't mind if it's gone Percy Jackson style, and I don't mind if it's gone Mythos style. The thing is, if you decide to go full Mythos style, I expect it to be pretty accurate. I don't expect it to be completely accurate, because there's some things you're not going to be able to translate.
No, but that's the problem, though. How do you... Because every family, essentially, has their own ideas about what is true and what has happened and what the mythos is supposed to be. So, really, you can't be accurate about it. Like, that's not... I don't think that's really possible to be accurate about it. You know what
As
I'm
long
saying?
as they don't go whitewashing or blackwashing Indian people, that's all I'm asking.
I mean, yeah, that's simple enough, but there's gonna be...
And it's like, well, what's the very famous one that's like Indian who has like the face of an elephant and is blue? Is that Shiva? I think no, that's not Shiva.
Aren't all Indian gods Shiva in a way? Isn't that the
Are they?
kind of the... Well, because I mean I don't know too much about Indian mythology, but I feel like every time I read into it, it's like this god is also an incarnation of Shiva, or it might be Vishnu,
Probably Vishnu.
because they all are incarnations of each other and all that. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there that I might at some point actually get into exploring, but I haven't yet.
The peak kind of historical movie for me would be one has a good amount of drama, but follows the history actually quite, not, completely like, 100% movement, but ties in the drama really well to the, like, history.
Yeah.
So you got compelling characters and all that, while staying true to, what's facts.
What do you think about Peaky Blinders?
I've only seen, like, the first 2 episodes and part of the third, and I'm interested. Interested.
It took me 5 years to watch the first season, but now I'm in like season. I watched the last episode like on the weekend, and now I'm in like season 4.
The thing is, like, I'm a lot less harsh on contemporary just because to be fair, I'm not that interested, as well as the fact that I'm not that knowledgeable on contemporary history.
What do
just
you
like
mean contemporary?
I mean, this is like set in like 1910s and 1920s.
Yeah, that's
Peaky
not
Blinders.
Contemporary.
Well, what would you classify it? Classic contemporary?
That's modern history.
Okay, modern history.
It's like
I'm sorry.
late modernity.
You see, this is how bad I am at it. Okay, like I can't differentiate contemporary with modern. Okay, I'm just that bad.
Here's the thing. Contemporary ends 30 years ago.
Really?
I mean, this is how my history professor used to explain it to me. So, a history lasts up until 30 years ago. That's like the cutoff one. Everything that was 30 years ago or more, that's history. Because I mean, of course, it's difficult because in 1,000 years still gonna call it modernity?
Probably not.
And like, what are we then?
Yeah, we're not modern at all.
Yeah.
But you know, like, to be fair, like, I need to research on the actual era. Like, I know Mosley and shit and stuff like that, but I don't know everything in depth. Unlike, well, I'm still not completely knowledgeable on like Roman times and early medieval. I would like to consider myself at least more knowledgeable than modern
But
history.
see, here's the problem about that too, because like I've spent a lot of time with Victorians, with historians. I used to study archaeology. My ex and still very very good friend of mine is a historian. She specializes in like Hanseatic history and also church history, right?
Ooh.
But there is a lot of just disagreement. Right?
Yeah.
So
Especially,
they're gonna get some historical consultant, and then somebody else is gonna go, oh, this is inaccurate, based on the fact that they read another book. You know what I'm saying?
all I'm saying is, as long as you get the armor for like, if I don't care if it's like, oh, like it's 100% accurate, as long as it's like, you know, so you know the show Vikings, I absolutely despise that. So just because of the fact that they wear so much shit that just makes me furious. Like, Vikings don't even fucking wear proper armor. The English wear 15th century fucking helmets. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's like obvious stuff, right? But there
That-
is also
that's-
some like
There's
there
a
is
lot of
like,
intricacies, yes.
you have, this is armor that was definitely worn at this time period, but then it's like, would this character have been able to afford this particular kind of armor?
Yeah, but
then there's debate about, is this armor, because it doesn't seem particularly practical, was it purely ceremonial? Which is always the excuse.
yeah, that's
whenever you don't
always
know
the
what the purpose of something
archaeological.
is.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever you
But
don't
it's
know
like,
what
you
the
know,
purpose of something is, it's ceremonial.
For example, if they made, like, they've made some documentaries and movies about Attila before, but if they made one recently, and, you know, they went over, like, the fall of Britain,
Yeah.
and I didn't see a single suit-on-hoe helmet, I would be furious. I would say, not a good show. Fucking dump it. Like, I'm sorry, but not a single suit-on-hoe helmet, no chainmail, Romans not wearing, not having the oval shields, not having spears, not using cavalry and bows, like, dump that show. I'm sorry, but dump it. You know.
No, I see what you mean. I think, but like, there's so much stuff.
Yeah, I
even
understand
if you have
that.
experts that are consulting with you, you know.
You'll have, yeah. But I mean, you get to compromise, which is like, as long as you get the compromise, and it's not like, oh, Vikings will never. Which is just, I'm like, okay, we can go over the fact that maybe they did, maybe, but not to the extent of like it looks like fucking a barbarian from D&D.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like horned helmets. That's very, very cool.
No. So horned helmets, I'm fine with, but the horns have to be minuscule. The horns have to be tiny. And it cannot be.
This was the first thing they told me in archaeology class. Actually, it's the second thing they told me. The first thing they told me is this is not Indiana Jones. And the second thing is Vikings actually didn't have horns on their helmets.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I mean,
what?
Yeah,
definitely the Gauls and the Brits. Well, I mean, imaginary horns. But yeah.
What is this game, Kashi? What is it? What are you playing?
It's called Hard Space Shipbreaker. I barely know her. No,
You're breaking
basically, do you
spaceships.
know those? Yeah. It's basically, you know those like weird like Indian people who like go into those yards and break down like cruise liners and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like that, but this is like that, but in space.
What's it called again?
Hard space shipbreaker.
Okay, so what is the challenge? What do you do? Is it just an immersive game?
Yeah, you just kind of like disassemble ships. They're like hazards, like you have to, there's like certain whoops. Yeah, there's that. I just got shocked there. But yeah, there's like different procedures about like how to do things. There's like different hazards like fuel, reactors. Those can go boom. There's depressurization.
Sounds
I don't know.
nice.
You are wearing a spacesuit, though, right?
Yeah.
So depressurization shouldn't be too much of a problem for you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a problem because it can cause the spaceship around it to like kind of like explode,
Well, that's
resulting
not
in like puncturing like fuel tanks and the reactor, which, you know,
It's also a spade that simulator, isn't it?
although punching through like that's usually fine.
I mean, it would be an interesting premise for like a character in a game. Oh boy. So that's why this is nothing that I would buy for myself, but it's a very interesting thing to watch.
It's a fun thing.
Damn. That's
Like it's pretty chill.
yeah. Which is I this is why I've been playing Dwarf Romantic. I like me my chill games. The spaceships look very, very cool though.
Yeah.
Man.
They're
and there's,
like very
tons.
sort of realistic seeming. Oh, I say realistic, sort of like industrial. That's probably not necessarily the same as realistic.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts. Like, this is just, like, one, like, ship class. Like, you have, like, big, like, carriers. Or not carriers, like, cargo ships. Cargo, station hoppers. Like, deep space shit. There's ghost ships as well. Those are
God damn
fun.
it, Kashi! Why did you post this? The
I was
second
looking-
time some not safe for work shit has been posted on the stream. Live
Hey, I
today.
spoiled it.
You
God
did,
damn it.
but you shouldn't. You should have said not safe for work.
True. Is that what happened the last time as well?
No, he just posted. There was just tits in it. It's just fucking funny as shit.
I was looking for a meme and that came up.
So you cut these like connector pieces and then you disassemble the ships.
Yeah, there's like these yellow ones are like cut points.
Yeah.
I've also got these satchel charges. These are fun. Here, I'll show you what you can do with them.
Why are parts
Like,
of
you
the ship
generally-
rusted?
I mean they're like old ships.
No, but why are they? Why is there is
Because
no
they're
oxygen
British.
in space?
Oh. I
Life's
don't know,
above.
man.
Probably something like ice or something that got
Matt,
stuck
can
on
you
there and
explain
then.
this to me?
Yeah.
Rust in space.
Friggin' no, man.
Apparently, Matt.
I don't know. They might.
Be from
The
the,
ships might,
oxygen that leaks out of the ship. From the oxygen that leaks out
But
of the
then,
ship.
I mean, that would have to be a lot of time would have to pass from that to happen.
Depends how old the Empire and the space travel has been.
And also, it would also have to be wet and have the right conditions for rust to develop.
Yeah, because, I mean, can rust develop wood ice? Like, if Your sword is covered in ice,
I mean-
for example.
I mean, the
don't-
Well,
ships
no, that's
could.
steel, technically. Shit.
I think the ships do go into atmosphere. Okay, what's going on? But I think the ships in this game do actually go into atmosphere. So I suppose they could get rust that way.
Hmm.
Okay, like.
That does not look like an atmosphere-rated vessel. I mean, I know you've deconstructed.
You know.
Well, yeah, this doesn't. But there are some that probably could
Yeah,
go
but this
into
one
an
is
atmosphere.
rusted.
Hmm.
You see my
That
problem?
is.
Seriously,
No.
does about
I don't know.
700.
Are there like
There's
some
something-
planets that could cause like some rust? Like
Essentially, one
just being
Matt
near
would
it.
have to actually be here properly instead of just in the chat to explain this to us.
Ah, fuck. Mm.
I mean, it's
Does metal corrode or rust in space? From the BBC.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yes. Earth's atmosphere still contains oxygen up to 700 kilometers.
Jeez.
Yeah, but no, but
700
that's
kilometer
like, no, but
altitude
that's,
at the altitude. Hang on.
yeah.
Oxygen exists as single atoms rather than O2 molecules, and it is more reactive. Aluminium and stainless steel form a protective oxide layer and won't corrode, but silver and iron corrode quickly in low orbit. In deep space, however, the lack of oxygen means that corrosion does not occur. Okay.
Okay, so this would have to be like a.
Oh, get this. Lewis is a trained zoologist, but now works in science.
So
Why would a
it
zoo-
would have to be a low Earth orbit type vessel.
Yeah. Why the fuck would a zoologist work on something that's clearly chemistry and physics related?
I mean,
because they
not
don't
science.
have any journalists left.
Have you had to tame cyber?
the main thing that you learn in when you study science is how to understand science. So it's entirely possible.
Hmm.
Like
Well-
how to learn science, how to understand science, and like a zoologist would have to understand a lot about chemistry and physics also.
Yeah, no, biology you have to learn chemistry. Well, to an extent.
And
don't-
physics.
Yeah, to
And I
an
studied
extent.
biology for a few years, so I
God,
had
what have you not studied?
everything
Your
that isn't
mom.
Biology and archaeology.
I
your
was gonna
mom.
say, goddamn, you know both archaeology and biology. Okay, what do you not know, oh sage man of the
Oh
forest?
no, what do I not know? That's a lot shorter in terms of this because I'm always learning shit.
What do we?
Currently
I mean,
I'm doing
yeah.
some
mechanical.
fucking, like they're not necessarily uni courses, but like just courses.
I'm
on
gonna do
psychology.
what's called a pro gamer move.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't have any satchel charges. Gotta go grab some more.
But then I did that with philosophy, and of course I'm like a first year philosophy
bye.
student in terms of knowing about philosophy. But I do know all the basics.
Demo
Oh.
charges.
And
okay.
I'm doing the same
That's
thing with
pretty cool.
psychology now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But nah, but like, yeah, no, I guess the entire thing about knowing science and shit.
That does
And
look
scientific-
like a pro gamer move. I'm sorry, that does look like a pro gamer move.
But
Yeah, as a go on, the whole thing with learning science.
yeah, I guess the scientific reasoning, but yeah, that's just my mind, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what you learn. I'm sorry, but so you just throw all the parts of the ship down there, right? That's the goal of the game.
Not all of it. There's certain components that need to go in specific places, like those red bits.
Yeah.
That's nanocarbon that goes in that one, and like this goes in there, and then this one you throw like metal and stuff into it, like aluminum, armor plates.
Aluminium, you fucking colonial peasants.
Aluminium.
Felder, bionicle.
Yeah, and scrap as well. Yeah, and things like reactors, engines go in here.
And so that area highlights what is what, essentially.
Yeah, basically highlights if it's supposed to be in there.
Okay.
But I just
I heard you
pushed,
talk
like,
about science earlier. I was talking with my dad on the phone. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yeah, but no, I just pushed like the whole segment of the ship down in there, and to get all the things that go into the barge just quickly.
Because then, like, the tactic would just be to push the entire ship into the thing. Right.
Well, no, because
Yeah.
I see that it's shipbreakers that he's playing. It's you need to like do some items you can recover fully and then get more money for it. But it's
Are you unionized in this game?
no. Bro, they fucking
I don't
make you
remember.
pay for the
There
oxygen.
is some like. Oh, actually, there is a fun thing when you first get in. You have to like sign a contract. Like at the beginning of the game, you freaking sign a contract. Here, let me
that you won't enter the union.
No.
I think there. I don't know, but there's one about voting for a candidate. There's a bunch of stuff about your clones.
No, yes, totally legit.
Yeah.
Although I don't have clones in this.
Damn.
I forget the whole thing, but there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no, Shipbreaker is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
saw several videos on it, but never actually ended up playing it. Also, they like wanted to make it in the like Homeworld universe, didn't they?
Wait, really?
Mm.
They wanted
Damn.
to, but didn't manage to. I think.
Aw.
They didn't manage to license it.
Good then.
Yeah.
Do you get any warships in this? Because that would be fucking dope.
I think they're coming soon.
Aww.
Yeah, it's still in development.
But yeah, here's like one of the smaller vessels that probably could go into orbit. Maybe, I don't freaking know.
Well, so yeah, that one's also rusted because we were discussing how things would rust in space when there's no oxygen.
Well, depending on what they are, it might not even be rust. It might just be degradation of the paint. Like essentially, it could be that there's like a layer of.
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I might want to back off.
Why is
Okay,
the
nothing
ship
blew
not
up.
moving? There was just decompression happening.
Heavy, probably.
I don't know, man.
I didn't know that.
Probably, yeah, the whole thing didn't vent. It's just like the...
Yeah. But
like
so,
the
okay, but
crawl
like that is
space.
clearly supposed to be rust, Matt. As soon as he...
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say
I
this is an
guess
orbital
it
ship?
could be-
It kinda looks like one, but then again, I don't know. Is this like super advanced where orbital ships can be like tiny ships?
I don't know. Why isn't...
I mean,
Okay,
it's
there's
clearly
the
not like
airlock.
atmosphere rated because it doesn't have fucking wings.
that's not necessarily something that's necessary. I mean, you've seen The Expanse.
Yes, I have actually. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But then it can't fly like a plane. Then essentially, it just flies with
Oh,
more
yeah.
force.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you know,
these
sometimes in
shitty-
spaceships, the wings are useless actually, and because
Yeah.
they're heavy, so you got to lift them as well. So sometimes it's just better not to have the wings.
Yeah. Well, ideally, you want laser wings.
Yeah, or nearly weightless wings and shit like that.
That would be lit. Honestly, space planes is what I'm looking for.
Yee.
Yeah, the problem is that those are usually not.
Ooh, that looks dangerous.
I mean, they're not going to go to deep
Yeah.
space, obviously, but
Yeah.
It is a bit dangerous if you don't get it in.
I mean,
with a
he is.
whip.
Just smack yourself in the face. Wabash!
Yeah, you could bust your helmet open.
Damn.
And
This
die
dude
a
is
horrible
not
death.
bad. He's
Yeah.
like a belter.
Go on, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it to yourself.
No, why?
No, I only have one life.
Yeah.
I'd prefer
Ooh.
not to.
Okay, no, then.
Does the computer kill you when you die in the game?
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't feel comfortable just banging my fucking helmet when there's a massive crack in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, that sounds
I made a
stupid.
mistake.
Needs to go to car glass, honestly.
Oh my.
What the fuck just happened?
breached a
Yeah, I gather I breached
compartment.
one of the fuel tanks hidden behind the walls in the back here.
God damn, that's fucking dangerous.
This is a good working class game.
Yeah.
This is literally. I like this because it's not. I mean, I say I don't like grand stories. I am absolutely going to get the legendary edition of Mass Effect when it comes out in a couple of days.
Boo,
Yeah.
fucking normies, you fucking normies.
Oh my god, dude! I'm so looking forward to it. Playing Mass Effect again. There's a lot of people who haven't played it yet that I'm gonna get to play Mass Effect. Oh, it's so fucking good. I love it so much.
I've just been burnt too much to play Mass Effect by EA, so it's like, fuck EA
Did you
and
not
fuck.
play it when it came out originally?
I played Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 3, not 2 for some stupid reason, but then again, like...
2 is the best one, honestly. In my opinion. Which is correct, so it is the best one.
Well, that's just your opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like your opinion,
But, yeah,
man.
it's like, this was back... So I played Mass Effect 3 with my bro because we were just so much into sci-fi at that point. Because, you know, just Star Wars and shit, and just like, we need to find something so cool, so as cool as Star Wars, or else, you know, our lives are not worth living anymore, that kind of shit. And, you know, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. The ending was just confusing to me because at that point, like, I'd never really played an RPG in my life.
I'm excited.
Hit it, Joe.
And just, yeah, I've just been burned too much, and
Mass Effect, I think, was the last good thing that came out of BioWare under EA.
I'm back. Range Day was canceled.
Yeah, that's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
We're playing working class space video games.
Yeah.
Working class simulator in space.
You can't even unionize.
Can't even unionize?
Yeah. And they make
I'm paying off a debt as well.
Yeah, I saw that you basically almost $1 million in debt.
Yeah. Actually, no, that's like a...
Yeah, and like they rent, and all of the tools that you have are rented, all of the oxygen you're paying for. Yeah, and there's a resurrection fee.
All the
Bailey.
I have to pay for all my tools.
Goddamn.
Privatized oxygen.
Yeah.
That should be the actual point of the game. That should be the DLCs where you unionize.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, let's pick up more of these bad boys.
Yeah.
Let's look in studio chat if anything interesting has happened.
No.
Nah, not much.
Oh, actually, I have an interesting thing. Have you heard about fucking IBM announcing that they have made 2 nanometer transistors?
God, that's fucking...
I think I know vaguely what this means, but I'm not actually sure if that is how big of a deal this is. I mean, I gather from the tone of your voice that it is a big deal.
Okay. Currently, most processors are use transistors that are the size of 10 nanometers. That is about 1,000 atoms in thickness. And then there's like Snapdragon 8888, which uses like the new Samsung technology, which is 7 nanometers. Which is, if you haven't caught that, it basically one atom is about between 0.1 and 0.2 nanometers. So 2 nanometers is impressively small. It's like 200 atoms in a row.
The problem with this was, if I remember this correctly, right?
Yeah.
The problem with this is that when you go too small on these, you can't build transistors that are too small, because what'll happen is that the electrical charge will jump in ways that is not the way that it's intended to jump, right?
Yeah, quantum tunneling. It will skip the thing.
Exactly. And so when you can make them smaller in a way that actually works, that's a big deal because you can make smaller computers?
Smaller, more efficient.
More efficient,
more efficient computers and computers with smaller components or components with more transistors.
And in that scenario, you can add more components
to
the same size computer. making it more theoretically more powerful.
Here's the different news. All of the renewable energies that we have built up in the past, since we've been doing it, all of that has been completely swallowed up by not crypto mining, but Bitcoin mining.
Yep.
Speaking of which, can I just say
Titanium.
Can I just say NFTs are a scam? Fuck you.
Yes, fuck NFTs.
I've seen
it's
some.
so stupid as well. Sorry.
Can I just talk about this? It's not so much that I've
100%,
talked to artists about this, but I've heard so many stories coming out from artists, and these are always the small guys. These are always going to be the small guys, and it's listening to other people talk about it who are from the tech side of it. Some people get it right, and say this is banned for the small art community, but then you get people I'm gonna name names here. Some ordinary gamers, Moodheart, where it's he's saying it's not necessarily a scam, and it's not necessarily they always pick up on it. Oh, it's bad for the environment. Oh, it's bad for the environment. That's not the main issue here. Everyone seems to say it's bad for the environment. Anything that has to do with computing is bad for the environment. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's money based on value because you say it has value, not because people have judged it and said this looks good. It's people have said this has value because I say it has value.
I mean, that's how both the artwork and the stock market work.
Exactly.
Yes.
2, you have to pay so much to just be able to create an NFT. Not only that, but apparently yes. Apparently there's to create your own NFT, you have I think it's Ethereum. So it's based solely around one cryptocurrency, which is Ethereum.
The Ethereum consortium which figured it out, essentially.
Yeah, basically, if you're relying on your entire thing to be based around one cryptocurrency, it's a fucking scam.
Yeah. Well, more than that,
it's also the fact that you have to pay some cost not only to the artists but the people that are providing the NFT. I think.
Yeah, it's yes. It's also it has nothing to do with ownership. There is zero connection to. The only thing you own when you buy an NFT is the NFT itself. The NFT doesn't represent anything. It doesn't even represent your legal ownership of the art piece.
Yeah, you don't have legal ownership over the art piece that you buy. I know this.
No.
That's the other thing. There's also this aspect of people. Well, obviously, it's been going on for a long time where smaller artists have been fucking conned out of shit. Of them have been conned out of their art piece where people have just been stealing their art from offsite and selling it as their own, right? Yeah. Or passing it off as their own. But with NFTs, it's a lot worse because they're just being sold at these ridiculous prices. And smaller artists.
It looks like a horrible mistake. It looks
absolutely
terrible, dude.
What did you do? Did you just blow up an atomic bomb and an EMP at the same time?
No, he detonated an explosive which basically cut the reactor in half.
Actually, the reactor was fine somehow.
Oh.
Of course.
So that's a relief.
Somebody in chat is asking what an NFT even is.
Non-fungible tokens.
Yeah, non-fungible token means a token that cannot be split. It's imagine
non-fungible.
It's a fingerprint for digital art.
It's
not just digital art. It's think of it.
Imagine it like an actual. Well, no. The way to do it is imagine it as an actual token, like a commemorative coin or whatever you want, but digital. And
individual for whatever
individual,
piece
and
of
it can be identified
because it's not just art; it's sound, it's videos, it's GIFs.
It's really it's always just tokens because it's never any of the thing. It's always a representation of it, and it's symbolic. because it doesn't even give you like legal ownership. So it's literally just symbolic.
Yeah. Speaking of which, actually, there's a pretty good video that sort of explains it. Without going too much, actually, which is what I like about this video, without going too much on the whole why it's bad to the environment, while still explaining it. Just need to find it again.
Basically, it's a big number that points to a picture. That's
actually... Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
Where the fuck is it? Wisecrack, that's the one. Wisecrack does some pretty good videos.
Oh yeah. Wisecrack is cool.
I'll put it in studio for everyone as well as promo. Just watch that video and search it up for yourself. Don't look at it,
dude.
Bro, you can't just fucking cut the fuel line.
You have the worst look I've ever seen,
I
my
thought
dude.
it was fine. It looked fine.
Oh shit! And now it has like a fucking fuel plume as well.
I mean, it's in the barge now. It's not my problem.
This is literally... This is how capitalism works.
It's how capitalism works. Yeah, like, it's how the mafia works, it's how capitalism works.
It works,
yeah. This truly is a mess, though.
Your oxygen is critical, by the way. You should maybe...
This is truly a dystopian nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is.
Oh, damn, dude.
Ah, shit, bruh.
My
You're dead.
Now. No, I'm not.
From the moment I was
bought
born,
fuel.
I understood the weakness of my flesh.
There's a big purple on my screen.
Hang on, I have a fucking... I have all the memes. Hang on.
From the weak...
You know, for having one life, I'm playing this pretty recklessly.
Yeah. Well, no, you can be resurrected. It just costs money.
No, I'm playing on the mode
Like
that,
everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm playing on the
Yeah, Porsche. Just
yeah,
give you a
remember
bit.
me saying things about being.
You should play on the no life mode and die instantly.
That's what I'm doing.
From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
What do I need?
Warhammer 2K.
I do genuinely look forward to, because I saw there's this Netflix series, limited series called Maniac, that did like science fiction with like 90s cassette punk technology. Essentially, I do look forward to the like late 90s, early 2000s kind of technology punk shit, where we get that as like the space aesthetic. That would be very, very interesting, I think.
So wait, 2000 cassettes and shit? What?
No. He's
No,
talking.
90s.
He said that there's right now there's like a 90s cassette punk something.
Yeah.
And he can't wait until you have like an early
Yeah, then,
2000.
you know, we have like then laser discs and shit like that.
Laser
Windows
punk.
XP aesthetics.
Okay, apparently was just all
Nah,
broken
dude,
anyway.
Windows 98 aesthetic, bruh.
No, well, I mean, yeah, but I feel like Windows XP, it has more of an early 2000s vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't
True,
it just like
but
vaporwave?
Yeah, that is
Well,
just
yeah.
vaporwave, to be fair.
Well, no, technically speaking, it's the whole early Macintosh. There's a whole early Macintosh.
Yeah.
Not like first Macintosh, but like early Macintosh is the
Yeah,
kind
but
of
Vaporwave
vaporwave
is already
aesthetic.
like a callback to a callback to a callback.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Vaporwave is my shit. You put that on, I'm just mood for the entire day.
I still,
Just
I
drag the entire
love
fucking
discs.
ship
though.
in
I
the
have to be entirely honest. I love fucking like the discs for shit. Like the concept
yeah.
of CDs, I find very, very cool. Just,
I hate CDs, honestly.
I don't
Like, I
use
love
them
physical
anymore.
media, but I just hate CDs.
Why?
They're just so flimsy.
Well,
I mean,
treat them with respect.
Don't,
no,
yeah, don't
fuck them.
bend them, you weirdo.
Me and my
Fuck 'em,
homies only
floppy
fuck
disk.
with Blu-ray.
Me and my homies only fuck with floppy disks. What are you?
Floppies are
Fucking-
cool, but diskettes and floppy disks and shit. Those
Oh,
are cool
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, like when I was cleaning out my grandparents' basement, we found floppy disk, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like a holy grail."
Well, floppy is to me like a bit much. Like that is a bit too old.
Nah,
Oh,
bro.
dude. I like the hard ones, the hard diskettes.
No, that's fair. Like,
I had some of those as a kid. We used them in
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
And I remember, like my grandpa going very angry that we had to buy all this new technology for school because they thought that these computer things would ever be important. This, mind you, this is the early 2000s, right?
I see.
So, and I'm like, I think, wow, like holy shit, these like the fucking the discs that he's buying have to be like super expensive. You know, they were €3.
Wonder
That's
what'll happen if I just
for
keep
like a
stacking
5-pack of them. That was it.
Okay. Yeah.
That looks very, very risky, dude.
Like, how many mines are you planning on planting?
All of
all
them.
of them.
Hell yeah.
And all in just like the same cluster.
Yeah, he's propelling the ship downwards, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Goddamn physics.
Sure, let's try it like this.
Goddamn physics in space.
That
Make no
didn't work out
goddamn
as
sense.
well as I was hoping.
I think if you
Joe.
detonate them, it won't
Up
blow.
is up. Down is down. God damn it.
Like, this ship barely budged.
Yeah. You,
I mean,
what
it's-
you want to... Oh, I know, because you cut it up too much. Is use the
Yeah.
pressure if there's still pressurizable components.
Honestly, I'm done with this ship. It's too much of a mess.
So wait, you can
Cap.
just abandon contracts
Yeah.
like that? Goddamn.
I can continue it later, but I've only got like 2 minutes in the work shift anyways, so I might as well just leave.
It's gonna be the next shift's problem.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So, I can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back to it.
You're
but-
working on that Amazon worker time.
I'm out of the wagey KG.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, and buying
Oh, and you
upgrades
can
as
upgrade
well.
your shit. Yeah, nice.
Damn, I am really glad
Yeah.
that I don't have to
Oh.
do wagey shit.
It's one of these ghost ships.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like not
Yeah.
to fucking, but goddamn, I could not.
Oh, I'm
I
not
have
looking forward to tomorrow morning.
I have so much respect for anyone who does because it's just such a, like to me it would be so mentally exhausting that I just couldn't do it. So I respect people who can.
You can look.
I did
you can
like
look forward to tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow morning for me is news of the mayoral election, and I'm not looking forward to that shit in the slightest.
Yeah.
What if it's like what if he wins though, the guy that you voted for?
Well, Count Benface, not a fucking chance. He's a meme candidate, mate.
Well, no, but
You never know.
A meme candidate
I mean-
became the mayor of Reykjavik a while ago.
Reykjavik.
Yeah.
The meme candidate became the president.
And he actually fixed
Wait.
the city up.
Didn't what was it? Wasn't there an actor who became
President of
Paul-
the United States, yes.
no,
Twice.
not that one.
Yeah.
I meant in Europe. We had what was it Kiev? Ukraine? Was it Ukraine? I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, he was a comedian.
Oh, I think, wasn't it
Yeah,
Italy as
comedian.
well?
He's the
No,
head of
Italy.
state.
No. Italy had
No.
Beppe Grillo, who was a comedian who
Okay.
founded an important or a now important political party.
Yeah, like the 5-star movement or something like that.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Why is it 5 stars? Why not 6?
Because all Italian restaurants have 5 stars as a minimum.
Okay.
No, I have no
I'm
idea.
sorry, I
literally
can
have
resist.
no idea.
I
That's
couldn't
fine.
resist.
It's funny. No, I no idea because he's a fucking dumbass and decided that that was a good name. I
Yeah,
guess.
maybe he just went to a 5-star restaurant and thought, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, sure.
There is no such thing as a 5-star restaurant. Michelin stars only go to 3. It's just
Yeah, true.
that's
So
my
how come there's a
historical
6-star
knowledge.
restaurant then?
Is that
What?
landmines that they have on the ship?
No,
I
they're
hope not.
AI nodes.
Okay.
Oh, so
This
you're
is one
killing
of
the
these
AI.
ghost ships
Mm.
I was talking about.
This really looks like a job that is only fun in a video game. If you had to do it in
Yeah,
real
it's
life, you'd
like-
hate
Oh,
the
yeah.
shit
What
out
was
of it.
that joke again? Where it's always the simulations that are just enjoyed by German people. All the
I mean,
simulation
remember,
games.
this is like, you say this is like, oh yeah, this is one of those jobs that's enjoyed in a simulation, as if this was not a job that some people have to do, just not in space.
Oh yeah, we were
I
talking
mean,
about
yes.
this
It's
earlier.
totally
This is like
gonna be a
basically
job
the,
someday,
the Chinese people who deconstruct cruise ships and shit.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah. There's people who.
It's just less.
You-
It's
you want-
just less.
I mean, they
cool
do
when
that
they
in
do it because it's
Indonesia
not
as
in
well.
space.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah,
hear
the
some,
basic-
you wanna know something cool about these AI nodes?
Yeah.
Mm.
They scream when you break them.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
They
Nice.
sound like ghouls.
What do ghouls sound like?
Yeah,
That,
The
that's
ghoul, because the ghoul, like the troll, is one of the like fantasy things that has the most different interpretations.
Yeah.
true.
Like I think for
Well, I
the
mean,
troll,
you've
the
got
one-
different cultures and different regions as well.
For the troll, the one distinguishing factor I think has always been resistance. It's vulnerable to fire, and for the ghoul, it's like it eats corpses. But that's
free,
basically
I
where it
beg
ends. And even there's exceptions to both of those things. There should be a troll ghoul.
I
You
mean,
could get away
not
with
unreasonable.
putting literally. You could put like Bill Cosby as a femboy. That could be a troll ghoul.
No,
Who's
you
gonna stop
just.
me from doing that?
Oh, my fucking fantasies have now been replaced by Bill Cosby as a femboy, you asshole.
Who is going to stop me
Goddamn.
from doing this?
just
Yeah.
everyone in
Wait.
your party.
Exactly. Dude,
I'm
you've
the
ruined my
GM.
I
wildest
mean, at least do
fantasies.
Urkel as a femboy or something.
That's
That I
even
will
better.
accept. Yeah, that I will accept, but not.
No, but no. But yeah, I can do Cosby voice better than.
Hey, zibbity bobbity boo, you did me wrong too.
I think that also would be funnier when you like eating a corpse. Oh, I slipped a pill into her food, and so now she's dead, and I can eat her. Whereas, it's the Steve Urkel line, you can only get it after he's like TPK'd the party and goes, "Did I do that?" And then nobody
No,
hears it.
Did I do that?
So I think I'm
gotta
gonna go
get
with the Cosby.
You gotta get the nasally stuff right. It's like, did I do that?
that?
My voice is too deep to be nasally.
Ah, you fucked it up.
Oh my.
So you just kick those in there, and other people deal with it. That would be an interesting. That would be the DLC.
What, you
have the
work at the
interesting-
fucking...
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of a DLC where you unionize, but with other players.
Oh,
because of
yeah.
how fucking awful it would be.
Yeah.
go
I
on
had an
and
opportunity
cutting
to
shit.
shout out literally anything I want recently, and so I shouted out labor unions. I
Chad
cannot,
shit.
I cannot wait. Because I do want to go to VidCon eventually. Yeah. I cannot wait to get thrown out of VidCon for trying to get YouTubers to unionize. Oh my god. That is going to
telling everyone to unionize.
Oh. They'll just find a pretense. Yeah, you're making people uncomfortable. Oh.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Because like very big YouTubers are already kind of starting to do venture capitalism shit.
Yeah.
And like YouTube itself has like not very actively, but it's sort of passively tried to bust the YouTubers union.
Oh, yeah.
They
Did you hear about the recent controversy with YouTube where all your videos are now ticked for approval to be in short
Give
form?
me some connections.
I don't
Behind
mind
you.
that actually. That
Yeah,
people
when
can.
people-
I mean, this is something that happens
No.
on YouTube anyway.
Back.
What is this shit?
That people can take clips
That's
from
pure
your videos.
lines. Yeah, just disconnect them.
I am on board
It's
with that being a
okay.
thing.
I am a professional ship
I mean, the
breaker.
DMCA system was so fucked that they had was it public domain content, and it was used in a news channel,
Yeah.
and people who used that public domain content were flagged as copyright issues because the news channel showed it earlier.
Yeah. I mean, the news
It's
channel
funny.
probably has an intern that can go through all the videos to untick that box. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
the issue that the automatic systems did it.
Yeah.
They should have already
Not only
known
that,
was
not only
public
that, but you
domain.
don't have a global option. My
That is a
whole issue
problem,
with my whole issue with YouTube is that most of the options that you have for videos are not global. Like, I'm sorry, but that is just
It is surprisingly not user-friendly when it can get away with it.
like, look, okay, I'm going to spill the beans on a bit of my work. I'm actively trying not to, but we work for a video, not necessarily a video hosting, but we make interactive videos, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the things we design are supposed to be both usable at a user level and a global level. We've sort of reduced it now that a lot of things are very global level, but a lot of things are also still very user level. And let me tell you, a lot of people are happy with that. A lot of people. It takes them some time to get used to the system and whatnot, but still. It's like, having both options actually appeals to people.
No, but the
Who
problem is you
would
have
have
to
thought?
make it so the dumbest person in the universe can do it.
Yeah.
And if that
But it's
doesn't
like-
happen, you're a gay.
You kind of also have to remember that YouTube doesn't really give a shit because, like, what are you going to
Yeah,
do?
exactly.
Post on Vimeo?
No.
Unfortunately. Or BitChute or Odyssey. I mean, like, those platforms are more or less... Like, don't get me wrong, they've got...
More like shit shoot. Anyway,
You
thank you
don't
very
say.
much for watching this stream. We've been going for an hour and a half. So I think I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for watching us talk about Vampire the Masquerade for like
And
an
all
hour
sorts of shit.
before we got into
See you around,
spaceships.
my dudes.
So, see you around, cunts.
Mhm.
That's